Periscope, Ty Crandall here with Credit Suite. Today we're going to be diving in to, if you're looking at bootstrapping your business, then considering these funding options instead. We're going to be taking to the chalkboard. We're going to be talking about 9 different kinds of financing, some we've never really talked about here before on Periscope, that you can use instead of bootstrapping. Hello, my name is Ty Crandall, and I will be your host today, as I am every Wednesday, giving you a heads up as we get started. I will not be here next Wednesday. I will be in San Diego for the week for a couple different conferences, so this will be my last stream for 2 weeks, and I'll be back here 2 weeks later. But today, we're talking about how to get money to grow your business. A lot of little-known options that we're going to discuss today that are great ways for you to possibly get money, even as a startup, to get money to actually fund your business without needing to bootstrap your business. So today we're heading to the, hey, thanks for coming in. We are heading to the chalkboard, and we're talking about bootstrapping your business. Don't do that, like my little artist rendering here. Consider these funding options instead. So we're going to be talking about 9 different funding options today. We've got a lot to go over. Okay, so bootstrap funding, okay, no money, often no business. It's just a hobby, and this is funny. This is one of the things that we talk about often. Do you have a hobby or do you have a business? Hey, so glad you catch you live for the first time. Sonia, I'm so glad you could be here. We're here every Wednesday at 4 o'clock. How's it? Big 4 LLC. What's up? Sayed, welcome. Thanks for coming in. So look, the bottom line is, do you have a hobby? Do you have a business? If you have a business, you're going to need money to actually get it. Hey, and if you do need money to get it, then you got a couple options. You can bootstrap using your own money, your own cash flow, your own collateral, your own assets, your own credit, or you can consider getting funding instead. As a matter of fact, a lot of people talk about not wanting to be in debt, but the reality is the biggest and every one of the most successful businesses uses even a lot of these types of funding to be able to fund their business. It's how the biggest businesses in this country get to be as big as they are. So let's talk about number 1. Number 1 I put as number 1 because anybody can get it. Everybody here can get this. If you have a business, you can get business credit. So when we talk about business credit, we're talking about credit that's in a business's name, not you as an individual. So if you're doing this right, then you're saving time and your consumer credit scores, because what you're ultimately doing here is you're building business credit with Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. Hey, thank you. Thanks for coming in and attending. Without having to rely on your consumer credit. Remember, if you don't know, there's 3 types of credit as a business owner you're going to be exposed to. Consumer credit, you know. Bank credit is credit within the banking system that you need to know if you're ever going to get a bank loan. And then there's business credit. So with business credit, you're getting credit that reports to these 3 and not the consumer reporting agency. Several big giving false info about this on the Facebook page. A lot of people out there give false information about business credit, guys. And I can't correct all the misinformation that's out there. We do have a great Facebook group called Get Business Credit. There's about 7,000 members, tons of engagement. So I do recommend you try it as a resource for this. So again, we're talking about credit in the business's name. It's separate from your consumer credit, so you're separate from your consumer credit scores. So by building this gives your company legitimacy, which is important, because when it comes to most type of financing, business credit profiles and scores are as important to getting money as consumer credit is for you getting funding in the consumer world. So by having established business credit, it gives you legitimacy. Not only can you get money, but it also makes you more lending as well, okay? So there's a lot of things you want to do before you even dive in and start building your business credit. First of all, set up your business credibly. Now, this is the first step of building business credit and the first step of getting any kind of loans. So get a professional website and a professional email address. You can get these type of things at GoDaddy for like 12 bucks. Get a toll-free number for your business. Get a fax number, and also make sure your phone number is listed with 411. There's a great service called List Yourself that lets you do this. You need a professional business address. If you're working from home, consider a virtual address or a home address at last resort. But never use a P.O. box and never use a UPS address. P.O. boxes and UPS addresses, guys, go into a database that credit issuers and lenders look at. And if they see that you're using UPS or P.O. box, you will get denied in a lot of cases. So the way around it is use a virtual address if you're working from home, or use a home address, but never use a P.O. box or UPS address on applications for credit or any kind of application for funding or financing, just don't do it. It's an easy way to get denied. So after you've set up your business credibly, then the next thing you want to do is you want to go to Dun & Bradstreet and get your DUNS number. Now you can go to creditsuite.com/DUNS and get your DUNS number. It's a quick link. You can go to Dun & Bradstreet direct. We just put a quick link right here that you can actually get your DUNS number established without having to pay for it. D&B will try to call and sell you on an upsell package. Don't buy it. You don't need to buy it. You don't need to pay anybody to build your business credit. Okay, Dun & Bradstreet, you'd only build credit with them anyways, and you need Experian and Equifax as well. So you've set up your business credibly. We've got your DUNS. Next, start getting some trade credit, some first vendors, some initial vendors that actually report. Now keep in mind, you may need to buy some things you don't need. You may need to buy some from companies that you don't normally work with. Okay, Enderunna 101, first day on Periscope. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. So you also may need to apply more than once. So let's take a look at the whiteboard here. So some of these accounts to start with are Uline, Quill, Granger. These companies will give you business credit even when you have none, even as a startup. They report the credit to Dun & Bradstreet, to Experian and Equifax. They will establish the initial business credit score for you. Now what's interesting about business credit scores is your scores are based on how you pay. So as long as you get credit that reports to them and you pay the bill on time or early, you'll get good scores. This makes you look credible, helps you get more credit and more loans. So when we come here, Uline, Quill, Granger, Wells Fargo has a secured credit card. Okay, Monopolize Your Marketplace. They will give you credit when you have none. You're going to need about 5 of these type of accounts. Once you have 5 of these accounts, then you're able to move on to the next step. So Uline, Quill, Monopolize Your Marketplace, Granger. Once you've done this, then you have about 5 to 8 trades. Now you want to move on to store credit cards. Almost all major retailers offer store credit. And you're asking, do you know how long it would take for Wells Fargo to start reporting? I don't off the top of my head. You'd have to ask them. I think they report monthly. Only some sources report quarterly. So these are real approvals that our clients get. If you go to our group, Facebook.com, and you look at our group, Get Business Credit, you'll see these approvals all the time in there where people are sharing their real approvals. So after you have 5 vendors at places like Uline and Quill, even Office Depot can work as a vendor, then you start moving on to store credit like Apple, like Sears, like Best Buy, like Home Depot, like Lowe's. You can see the approvals get pretty high pretty fast. $5, $10, $15, $20,000. And again, this is pretty quick. So let's go. I'm in my group right now. It's facebook.com/groups business credit. If you're to come in here, you'll see people getting a lot of these types of credits. So let's just scroll through here and you can look and see some actual approvals. Okay, we'll go here. So here's, for example, an actual Office Depot that somebody got with a $7,500 limit. These limits start happening pretty quick once you come in and start building some initial business credit. Okay, and I'll go down and we'll be able to see a lot more of these kind of approvals here as we go. So here's 3 fleet credit cards that somebody just got as well. Again, this is credit that you can get without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check. So here's a lot more approvals as we go down. Here's one for $4,000 that somebody just got. So again, a lot of approvals. You can start to get store credit at most major stores once you have about 5 to 8 accounts reporting. Now, once you have 10 or 14, then you can get Visa cards, then you can get MasterCards, then you can get auto vehicle financing, all these types of things. Okay, so if we look here at some actual approvals, we see $40,000 right here at Ford. We see some fleet credit for $40,000. This is for auto vehicle repairs, maintenance, etc. So again, once you do this, it's kind of the steps you want to follow. We set up that business credibly. You came in, and the next thing you want to do is get your DUNS number right here. You probably want to get your business credit reports. This is the cheapest place you're ever going to get them. $24 a month for D&B and Experian. You get those initial accounts, the Uline, the Quill, till you have 5. Then you can get store credit. Staples, Office Depot, Chevron, Sprint, Apple, IKEA. Most major retailers offer this. Next, you move to the final step with 10 to 14 trades, auto vehicle financing, Visa, American Express, MasterCard. Again, anybody can do this to get from step 1 all the way to step 5 takes less than 6 months. So less than 6 months, you can start getting $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 approvals with most major stores. We're actually seeing American Express, PNC Bank approvals for $50,000, $100,000. So business credit, great way to get money for your business because you don't need cash flow credit or collateral like you typically need for loans, and it helps you get future loans as well. Syed says, I have 3 vendors showing. Can I get Office Depot? Yes, you probably can, as long as they are reporting. But they'll give you, like you said, a net account, not revolving. So first way to bootstrap your business, build your business credit. We just mapped out those steps. Second, angel investors and venture capitalists. We never really talked about this on a live stream before. So angel investors invest in early stage startups. These are guys that will typically give you $5,000 to $25,000 a piece for access or ownership interest in your actual business, okay? So they invest way less than venture capital. Venture capitalists invest in the millions and usually require a proven business model. Angel investors will lend you money based on just a concept. So again, venture capital will give you money to build the business, again, but you've got to have an established business to typically get it. So these are more for fast-growing companies with an exit strategy for venture capitalists. Tens of millions of dollars to invest if you're talking about venture capitalists. But again, angel investors, guys, there's all kinds of networks. You can Google angel investor networks. There's all kinds of networks you can get into here to get actual financing with angel investors. Venture capitalist, if you're not established, is not for you. But angel investors are multiple investors that will give you $5,000 to $25,000 if you have what looks to be a pretty good idea, even if it's not a proven concept. Venture capitalists are more for an actual proven concept. Number 3, invoice factoring. This is where you can basically get money for the percentage of your unpaid invoices, okay? Then what happens is they will actually come in, even as a startup you can get this, and then the lender actually will go through and get the actual money and collect the money from your actual debtor. So this is a great way to get money because there's no credit check whatsoever. When we talk about invoice factoring, here's how it works. These are people that owe you money. So let's say people pay you over time, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months. Those are called account receivables. Very important. Account receivables are one of the primary assets that lenders like SBA look at to be able to give you, for you to have collateral to get those kind of SBA loans. Okay? So very, very important if you have people that owe you money. So if somebody owes you, let's say $100,000 in receivables, AR financing will get you up to 90% of that advance the next day. So let's say you have $100,000 in receivables. It's not due to be paid for 3 months. With AR financing, you'll get 90 of that 100,000 advanced to you, boom, within 24 hours. So you didn't have to wait 3 months. Then the other 10,000 that would be outstanding would be sent to you as soon as the actual customer pays the invoice. So the lender lends you the money, gets you the money 24 hours instead of waiting months. You get the advantage of having the money come to you quickly. Rates are super low, about 1.33%. It only works so if you have people that owe you money. But if so, you can get loans and credit lines now using account receivable financing. So for one, this helps you get money. But for two, if you're already in business and people are slow paying you, this gives you a way to get your money much faster through account receivable. Number 4, SBA. So not every company is going to qualify. These are for more well-established businesses, and you need to know there's a lot of paperwork involved. But they have loans, and they have what are called cap lines, which are basically lines of credit. And they also have programs, even for example, called SBA Express, which is up to $350,000 in financing that you can get pretty quick. So they do not provide loans. They actually guarantee the loans. You just need to work with the lender that offers SBA financing. If so, then there's a good chance you can get approved. They typically want cash flow credit and collateral. You need to have better credit, 680 type FICO score. You need to have collateral to offset the risk. That could even be account receivables. And you also are going to need to have cash flow verifiable per tax return. So not for a startup, but very good terms and very low interest rates for SBA loans. Micro loans. So these come from what are called micro lenders. Now here's a great place to find them. Microenterprise.works.org is a great place. So micro loans, maybe you get $500 to $35,000, but they're much easier to get than normal kind of loans. Most people don't even know about these. So make sure you get this added to your list and you have a place to get a microenterpriseworks.org. You can get $500 to $35,000. There's all types of other sources out there that you can get micro loans with as well. Number 6, bank loans. Okay, these can come from all types of inventory or alternative lenders. So they're going to usually want a personal guarantee and a social security number. They're going to typically sometimes want some kind of collateral. It could be inventory, equipment, real estate. It could be, that you pay your bank accounts on time. So there's a lot of these kind of alternative financing out there. I refer to it as the 3 C's of lending: cash flow, credit, or collateral. If you want an SBA loan, you need all 3. A lot of people don't have all 3. Well, with alternative lenders and banks, they'll lend based on one of the 3. What is your strength? Do you have a 680 FICO score or guarantor that does? Do you have collateral like equipment, 401k, stocks, bonds, inventory? Or do you have good credit? I said that already. Cash flow of $10,000 a month or more, or even $5,000 a month or more. If you have a strength, cash flow above $5,000, credit above 680, or some kind of collateral, one of those alone can get you financing through alternative lenders. There are tens of thousands of these lenders. There are hundreds of these programs out there. And again, what they're typically looking for one of the 3 C's: cash flow, credit, or collateral. Okay, so hey, Tania, welcome. It's been trying to catch you alive for weeks now. I think this might be a bot, but I will see here in a second. Okay, so collateral. Okay, so when we talk about collateral, do you have a 401k, an IRA? Do you have stocks or bonds? Do you have account receivables, purchase orders, inventory, equipment? Do you want to buy equipment? Do you want to get commercial real estate, or do you already own it? Are you an insurance agent with book of business? Are you trying to flip residential properties? Do you have commercial vehicles? If you have some type of collateral or looking to buy collateral, there's financing specifically for this purpose, and the collateral can be the strength. So a lot of this doesn't even have a credit check, so there's no credit requirements or cash flow requirements. Maybe your strength is cash flow. Do you have $5,000 or $10,000 a month? Can you verify it per bank statements or tax returns? Those open up lending options, and as we'll talk about in a second, unsecured financing as well. First time visiting, well, thanks for coming in. Tania, I appreciate it. I'm glad you're able to come in. We're here live every Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So bank loans. Even this is number 1. This is 1. Number 6. The reality is this could be about 15 to 20 different kind of financing based on the type of collateral you may have or want, and also based on the actual revenue that you have with the credit. So if you have a C, credit, cash flow, or collateral, then this number option 6 is a great strategy. All kinds of alternative lenders and banks. Number 8, crowdfunding. These are places like Kickstarter, for example. Now, a lot of them are not going to give you the money unless you meet the goal. So you got to meet the goal. You got to look at it. Okay, there's a lot of things. Okay, sometimes they're going to take a percentage of the donation, so you need to be wary about this. You need to pay attention and know that that's what's happening. Okay, usually the donors need to connect with you. You need to publish any crowdfunding campaign you have online. Because crowdfunding, and I skipped to number 8 and skipped 7, but we'll get to 7. So crowdfunding becomes very important if you have a new product, if you're an artist, if you have something unique, for example, okay? And there's a lot of different things you should know about crowdfunding campaigns, okay? First, you need to decide what platform you want to use. Okay, look at the perks. They all have different perks. They all have different fees and different ways that it works. But the best way to do it is, do you have a new product? Is it something groundbreaking? Is it something unique? Is it something different? If the answer is yes, then crowdfunding may be the good way to go. Now, I skipped 7, so let's talk about 7. So 7 is if you apply and get business credit cards. So if you do want to provide your social, there's all kinds of business credit cards you can get for your business as well. Now you got to be careful, because some report to the consumer credit reporting agencies like Capital One. Spark Card reports to consumer and business credit, but there's all kinds of credit cards you can get with average or better credit for your business as well. And then I talked about crowdfunding as 8. Number 9, one of my favorite types of financing is called unsecured business financing. This is where you can get up to $150,000 in financing even as a startup. You're getting 0% rates for 6 to 18 months. You can get 5 to 8 cards. You'll get about 5 times the amount of whatever your highest credit limit account is now. There's 2 ways to get approved. If you have a 650 score, they're going to usually get you personal credit cards. These report to the consumer reporting agencies. If you have a 680 FICO, they'll get you business cards that report to the business reporting agencies. Now, the finance sources with this type of product will charge you a fee that you should know about, but it's revolving credit, so you're only paying on what you actually borrow, which is great. Plus, you can roll in the fee just like you can with an SBA loan. Now, you can't have any bankruptcies. You can't be in consumer credit counseling, have foreclosures or tax liens. You need to have pretty good credit to be able to qualify. Again, about a 680 FICO. No late payments in the last 12 months. Big 4 LLC. Do you get more if your business credit is higher? Not with these, but as you build your business credit, you will get more. These are based on consumer credit quality. This is based on business credit quality. So I know you're building your business credit. As you get more, you'll get more here, but you're typically not going to get more here because these lenders are looking at your consumer FICO, not business. No late payments, no derogatories. They're going to want balances or ratios below 30%. They're going to want less than 6 inquiries in the last 6 months. But again, a great way to go. These are credit lines. You could take the physical cash out on these and get up to $150,000 or about 5 to 8 times the amount of your highest credit limit. Plus, they report to the business credit reporting agencies. So not only can you get up to $150,000 based only on credit quality, but you also build your business credit at the same time. Remember, number 1 way to get money without bootstrapping is building business credit. Well, remember, in step 3, we said you need to get 5 accounts. We talked about Uline and Quill and Granger and Wells Fargo. Well, if you're going this route with unsecured business financing, and Yonder 22, welcome. First day on Periscope. Thanks for spending it with us. I appreciate that. You're going to get 5 to 8 accounts that report to the business reporting agencies. So when you do that, you don't need these starter vendors. You don't need Quill. You don't need Uline, Monopolize Your Workplace. You don't need these because instead of getting your 5 accounts through these vendors, you're getting 5 accounts through using cash credit, actual physical credit lines. The difference is this requires good credit for approval, 680. This one has no credit check at all. So either way, you can build your business credit with either of these options. This one has no personal guarantee, takes a little longer to get money because you've got to get 5 vendors using Uline and Quill and these type of places, whereas this is a much faster way to get money, but the catch is that you have to have a good FICO score to get it. Can you get high-limit business credit cards in addition to unsecured ones? Yes, you can, but almost all but credit cards are unsecured. So I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. So with this, these are credit card, credit line hybrids because they have the benefit of credit cards where you get 0%. They have the benefit of credit lines where you could take the physical cash out on them. So let's again go back to the beginning. Remember, do you have a business or do you have a hobby? Sometimes the difference between the two is how much money you can get. So when we talk about that, what I'm saying is you can either use your profits to grow, which takes a longer period of time, or you can get money and even do it faster. And what you don't want to typically do is rely on your own assets or consumer credit. So let's take a look at these 9. We talked about well more than 9 because we talked about like 20 right here in number 6. So Tania, personal credit was $755 when I applied for USF, only 1 approval. It's how much you get isn't necessarily based on credit score. It's based on how many accounts you have reporting and how long you've had them reporting for. So yeah, give us a call. I mean, if you want to take a look to see what you can qualify for, just give us a ring. We can talk to you a little bit more. But then, and I would call us right away to see, but I would wait about 6 months to reapply. So what you said was, I have a good score, but I didn't get approved for the 5 to 8 cards. The reason for that typically is you don't have enough cards reporting on your credit report now,
or the ones you do have reporting don't have enough seasoning. They haven't been on there long enough. The limits are too small. You don't have enough. Those are the reasons you may not get the 5x amount of your limit. So let's take a look at these 9 different ways to bootstrap your business. Number 1, build your business credit. Set up your business credibly to start. Get a website, get an email address, get a phone number, a fax number, toll free. List your phone number with 411. Get a real business address. Virtual address if you don't have one. Home address at last resort. Never use P.O. Box. Never use UPS. These will get you denied all day long. Next step, get your DUNS number. You can do that at creditsuite.com/DUNS. You're going to need credit monitoring at some point too, so you might as well as go and grab your credit reports at creditsuite.com/reports. It's $24 a month through our nav integration with D&B and Experian to get both of those. Yep, so you're saying, Tania, I only had a retail credit limit of card. So that's exactly what I'm saying is the reason you didn't get more is because you only had one car with the small limit. That's what caused that. So back to number 1, we build your business credit. After you set up the business credibly, you've got access to your reports, you start building these net vendor accounts. You need about 5 of them. Uline, Monopolize Your Marketplace, Quill, Granger, no problem, Tania. 6 months to apply again. But remember, don't just wait to apply. You know what your problem is. You need more cards. So get more cards. Go in and get some more of these. Maybe even follow up and see if they can help you get more consumer cards. You need more consumer cards to be able to qualify for more cards in 6 months. Get 5 vendors, Uline, Quill, etc. Once you've got this and you have about 5 to 10, you can start getting Visa cards, store credit cards, Apple, you can get Staples, Home Depot, Lowe's, etc. When you have about 10 to 14, then you can come in and get Visa cards, MasterCards, auto vehicle financing. Guys, what I love about this option is it's the only kind of funding where you don't need cash flow credit or collateral to typically get it. Almost no other kind of funding will give you that option except for angel investing. If you have angel investors, maybe we're attracting a lot of new people here. YNH LLC, welcome. First day on Periscope. Thanks for spending it with us. Angel investors is another great way to get money. They usually are investing in startups. They're usually going to want a percentage of ownership in return for the business, but they'll usually lend you smaller amounts of money. Venture capitalists, or if you already have a pretty well-established business, a really good, unique software idea. Most of you on here are going to want to focus on angel investors. There's all kinds of angel investor networks. Angel investor networks take regular people that contribute very little money, and then they pull them together to get you more money. So look into angel investing, something we don't talk about much, but we should. Factoring. Do you have people that owe you money and pay over time? With factoring, you can get up to 90% of that money advanced to you right away. If you don't have customers slow pay you, it doesn't matter. But know that with factoring, you can allow them to slow pay and get up to 90% of that money advanced to you next day instead of waiting for months. SBA, not for the faint of heart, not for the rookies. This is a veteran loan. You need cash flow. You need collateral. You need good credit to get approved. If you don't have cash flow, credit, collateral, this is not for you. Remember, SBA guarantees these loans. They don't offer them direct. So you're going to need to find a lender that offers SBA loans. And if you ever want to talk about any of these funding options or want those lenders, you can go to creditsuite.com/get funding. You can also go here. And when we talk about building business credit, if you want our free guide on building business credit, you can go to creditsuite.com/Periscope. So a great option if people are going to slow pay you or they do slow pay you over time now. If you have account receivables, basically. Okay. SBA, do you have cash flow credit or collateral? Microloans, most forget about these, don't even know they exist. Microenterpriseworks.org. Loans of about $500 to $35,000. We find that half the people that are looking for money are looking for 10 grand or less. So microloans are a great option, and they're much easier to get approved for than a lot of other type of loans. So something to consider. Bank loans, alternative lender loans. They're going to want your social. They're going to want your PG. There's a lot of ways to get them. You either have revenue that you can verify per bank statements or tax returns, 5 grand or more. That opens up merchant cash advances, revenue lending, opens up term loans, opens up lines of credit, all based on revenue. whether you manage your bank account responsibly or have tax returns to show profits, are what will unlock these doors. Credit. We talked about this and we'll talk about it again on number 9. And collateral. Do you have collateral? Stocks, bonds, 401ks, IRAs, account receivables, purchase order, inventory, equipment, commercial real estate. Do you want to buy and flip residential property? Are you an insurance agent that has a book of business? Do you have commercial real estate? Do you have commercial vehicles? Do you want to buy a commercial vehicle? Do you want to buy commercial real estate? Do you want to buy equipment? In these cases, the collateral can be used to qualify for financing. So a lot of options through lenders and alternative lenders and bank financing basically. But what it comes down to is, do you have cash flow or do you have collateral? If so, there's a lot of options here. Number 7, business credit cards, Chase, Amex, PNC Bank. They will want your social with these, unlike building your business credit where we talked about how to get Visa card, MasterCards without a personal guarantee and credit check. Remember, none of this credit here that we talked about requires personal guarantees or credit checks. So when we talk about all these options, people got approved with no verification of cash flow, no collateral, and they're getting $25, $30, $40, even $50, $100,000 PNC and Amex limit accounts, again, without a personal guarantee or credit check, following what we talked about with number 1. But if you have good credit, there's all kinds of credit cards you can apply for and get on your own, which is another way to consider. Crowdfunding, places like Kickstarter, Indiegogo. Remember, they're all going to want a percentage of return of your donations. Also remember that they might not give you the money unless you meet your goal. You also need to know with crowdfunding, success depends on you sharing it. Don't expect to throw up a project on Kickstarter and make a ton of money. If you're going to throw up a product and make a ton of money, you have to have something super unique. In most cases, what success is going to bring is when you share it on social media and you get a bunch of advocates to also share your project on social media. That's the key to success that a lot of don't know with crowdfunding. Unsecured business financing, one of my personal favorites. You get 0% interest credit lines, 5 to 8, that report and help you build business credit, but you need pretty good credit scores, a 680 or higher, or a guarantor with a 680 or higher. If all you have is a 650, you're typically going to get personal cards, not business cards, which means they report to personal versus business reporting agencies. Tania, Cap One Spark, Miles, selected, approved, 7,500 reporting to business, yes. Capital One, great credit card, fairly easy to get with average credit, 650 to 680, but they report to both personal and business credit reports. Remember that, because as you use that Capital One, you're going to lower your personal FICO score. So you want to stick with cards that report to the business reporting agencies if you can. So unsecured financing, up to 150 grand, 0%. You can take the physical cash out, and it works for startups because there's no revenue verification. Love that program. So that's it in summary, guys. Business credit, angel investors, venture capitalists, factoring companies, SBA loans, micro loans, all kinds of alternative financing here using revenue lending, merchant cash advances, equipment, inventory, purchase order financing, all kinds. Crowdfunding, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, create a project, share it on social, can go live and then get you money there. You get a business credit card, that can help you. Tania just talked about a $7,500 Capital One Spark card. And don't forget, if you have good credit or a guarantor that does, you can get up to $150,000 at 0% rates with unsecured financing, and it reports to the business reporting agencies, so you're building business credit at the same time. Quick links and numbers. Guys, we never charge you a dime of money to get funding. The lenders will charge you. We even get a discount because we do volume. Go to creditsuite.com/get funding and we can get you pre-approved right away. You can also give us a ring. We can talk to you about any of these financing options and more. We can help you with the fastest way to build business credit. We can help you with all different kind of ways to get financing. And if you're an introvert, don't want to talk to anybody, don't. Go to creditsuite.com/periscope. Get our free guide that maps out the steps to build business credit. We'll also send you more emails and communication on easier ways to get credit and financing. Woo! Woo! Don't know about you, but I'm a little tired. Hey, y'all, edible. I love it. What's up? Welcome. We're just wrapping up. But if you missed this, guys, if you came in late, it's live on Periscope and it will be there indefinitely. Go check it out. Usually we're here every Wednesday at 4 o'clock Eastern, but next week I'll be in San Diego for 2 conferences, so I won't be here. So I'll be back in 2 weeks. In the weeks to come, we're talking more about building business credit. Sonia, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. We're going to be talking about how to get online small business loans. We're going to be talking about the actual lenders. I don't know if we've done this or not, but we are going to be talking about the actual lenders and every program that these guys offer. We're also going to be talking about DBAs. So a lot of stuff that's Marquette. I appreciate you coming. To come in the weeks to come, go to creditsuite.com/Periscope. Grab your free guide on building business credit. Give us a ring if you want anything to do with financing and credit. We will, 1, tell you all the money you can get now, and 2, we will develop a finance blueprint. Back here next Wednesday at 4, as I am most time on Periscope. But make sure that you come back 4 o'clock Eastern in 2 weeks from today, where we'll be live on Periscope. And go to our Facebook group. Facebook.com/groups/Get Business Credit, or just search Get Business Credit. There's all kinds of people sharing information on getting business credit financing. You should be there. Thank you, Tania. Should I apply online for Office Depot or in the store? Net 30, you can either, I would call them, is my answer. I wouldn't do either. If you apply online, they will force you to provide your social. If you go to their online application, you can print and fax an application or call them. I call when I'm applying for Office Depot. That gives me my best results. Hopefully that helps you. Guys, I love you very much for coming in here. It gives me a chance to engage with you and answer your questions in real time. Don't forget, creditsuite.com/Periscope. You will get a free guide about building business credit, and you'll get on my list. I email you different ways to get financing, different ways to get business credit. You're exposed to all kinds of webinars and live streams on YouTube and information that you're only typically going to know about unless you're on that exclusive list. I'll be back here 4 o'clock Eastern time in 2 weeks on Periscope. Thank you all very much. Syed, I appreciate it very much. And I appreciate all of you for the engagement, the well wishes. Thank you. I will see you in 2 weeks live here on Periscope. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.